You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Good morning, kids, and welcome to Season 3 and episode number 130 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. And I am flying without a script because it's actually not open. I forgot to do that. Today, recording day, is Tuesday, May 30th, judging by the computer, 2023, and judging by... Well, again, as you can see from my face, given the sun coming through the curtain, it's a beautiful day here at the Beaver Lodge. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, host, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver, eh? And with me, as always, is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. Of course, thank you goes to our founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. But before we go any further, Mr. Grizzly, how you doing today, and how's your mental health?
Well, sir, to say I'm tired would be an understatement.
Yeah.
So I'm too tired to actually know what my brain is telling me right now. I can guarantee you I will be anxious later today because of my fatigue, but that's, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's the territory I'm in, and it's the territory I allowed myself to get into, so it's nobody's fault but mine. But I am concerned with the democratic decision that was made last night. I think Alberta is going to pay a very heavy price for this. They will have their healthcare and education system gutted as quickly as she can do it. And what else? They're going to start their own pension plan. They're going to kill the CPP, and they're going to bring in their own provincial police as well. Like, okay, well, you made your decision, you made your bed, now you got to lie in it. So let's see how this plays out, Cotton. It's a bold move.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm seeing the kits there. It'll be a shit show. Well, but it'll be a poop emoji show. I listened to the victory speech.
Yes. I haven't heard it yet.
Should I play it?
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay, I'll play it. I got a weird feeling let's put it this way. There's a moment where things change, and you'll see. So I might stop it along the way here and there, but all right, let's try this. Mr. Grizzly.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Alberta. Oh, boy. Thank you. Oh, thank you, my dear friends. Thank you so much. Well, to paraphrase our dear friend, Ralph Klein, welcome to another Miracle on the Prairies. My friends, this was the very definition of a hard-fought election. We faced the most expensive, fierce, and coordinated opposition in third-party political campaigns in provincial history. Now, many folks wrote us off, even just as recently as last month. But you know what happened? Despite it all, today, Albertans chose to move our province forward by re-electing a strong, stable, united, conservative majority government.
That was the first shiver that went down my spine, because where have we heard that exact set of words before?
Yeah. So she's moving Alberta forward by taking them backwards.
But where have we heard those strong,
Harper.
stable? Exactly. That was the first shiver.
Now, this victory would not have been possible without the incredible work of so many. And thank you to our amazing campaign team, to our party and campaign volunteers, and to every single one of you that donated your time and your resources to this campaign. You all made the difference. And thank you. Thank you. A special thanks to all of our UCP candidates and their spouses, families, and campaign teams for your tremendous work and sacrifice. Regardless of whether you won or lost individually tonight, you made a difference for Alberta, and you will always be part of our UCP team. So thank you. I'd also like to thank the great people of Brooks Medicine Hat once again. Yes. You've entrusted me with the responsibility of representing and advocating for your interests, and I am honored and humbled. I'm indebted to you and to all the volunteers, and I will continue fighting for you as your MLA. Thank you, Brooks Medicine Hat. And of course, thank you to my dear husband, David. Thank you so much, honey, for supporting me, for sacrificing so much of our time together so I can serve our province in this special way. Thank you so much for all that you do. Well, my friends, the election is now over. It is time to put partisanship, division, and personal and political attacks in the rearview mirror. It's time to move forward together as all Albertans, no matter who we voted for. And on that note, Rachel Notley called me earlier to concede the election with honor and with dignity. We all know about our differences of opinion, but I believe that Rachel Notley is a loyal Albertan who loves this province as much as I or anyone else. Yeah. And she is deserving of respect and kindness and gratitude for the thousands of hours she has sacrificed to serve our democracy. And I hope you'll join me in genuinely thanking her for her public service.
Okay. People might think, wow, that's a twist, but unexpected, but welcome.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Yeah. Wait.
I would be showing this to you if there wasn't something to wait for.
Yeah. So that's the thick bread in the shit sandwich, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
And just as I would like to thank the hundreds of thousands of Albertans who voted for the UCP today, I want to speak for a moment to every Albertan who did not. I want you to know that my oath is to serve all Albertans, no matter how you voted. And though I didn't do enough in your judgment to win your support in this election, I will work every day to listen, to improve, and to demonstrate to you that I can be trusted to improve on the issues that you care so deeply about. Now, I won't be perfect, of course. We all know that. But when I make a mistake, I will listen, correct course, and learn from it so that I can improve and become a better leader. And so I invite all Albertans, regardless of who you supported in this election, to reach out to me with your ideas and your concerns and your questions. That feedback that you give me, positive and negative, helps make our UCP caucus and I to make better decisions.
Now, when I hear that, I hear there's going to be a lot more of what just happened. I'm going to try stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if people yell, then I'll pull back and say, oh, well. But watch what I say, watch what I try to get away with.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know,
that's what I hear.
As we discussed last night, and Nate spelled it out. She's a libertarian for the most part, and her take on public health care is she wants to privatize it. This is her platform, has been for years. Alberta, you just sold yourselves out, and you're going to pay a very dear price for it.
Am I the only one getting the sense of the mask?
Oh, it's about to come off. Like right now, she's wearing it, right? Because she's going on script. You notice? Watch her. She keeps looking down. She keeps looking at the teleprompters. She is staying on script.
I mean, and she's delivering this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's delivering this.
Well, I mean, she's a seasoned media personality.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I mean. She's delivering this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that is what a healthy democracy is all about. Now, before I go further, I think it's important tonight to recognize the courageous sacrifice and efforts of our firefighters and other first responders who are fighting and winning the battle against forest fires across our province. I'd ask all of us to stand here and applaud our heroes of Alberta. Yeah. That is what Alberta is all about. We look after each other. We take care of each other. And we must remember that there is much more that unites us than divides us.
Can we stop it there for a second, please?
Need to be unified.
Here's why I want you to stop it there for a second. She's doing a good thing by patting Albertans on the back for helping each other out, but she has not acknowledged that hundreds of thousands of volunteers from across the country and from the United States have come up to help extinguish those fires. Let me ask you a simple question here. If she goes through with her sovereignty plan, which means she'll have a swath of land in Montana because Alberta is all treaty territory, who's going to help her out then? If you're
I'm assuming people are going to be decent humans,
but I mean, she can't lean into what I'm saying is she can't call on Parliament and say, could you help us out? She can't do it because she'd be a sovereign nation. That's what I'm getting at. Look, Canadians, we would all help out anyway because that's who we are and that's what we do. But what I'm saying is she's creating a barrier and fails to see it. And either is too ignorant to see it or fails to see it or just doesn't give a shit. But she's creating a barrier with her sovereign movement, this Take Back Alberta, this Wexit thing that they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very interesting. You got to remember when wildfires happened in Fort Mac and burnt the town to the ground, we sent money, we sent people, we sent donations from across the country because that's what Canadians do. We help each other out in times of need. What I'm saying is if they become a separate country, there is now a barrier for us to just helping them. She can't turn to Parliament and say, hey, Prime Minister, we need some help over here. Can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just an obvious thing that I think a lot of people seem to have missed.
I'm being the eternal optimist. It would be my hope that in such a situation that would be a distinction without a meaningful difference.
Maybe.
Call a neighbor country, but
you know, that you're creating additional administrative issues right there for something like that, you know?
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. But so far, somewhat standard.
Mm-hmm. It's about to get dark.
In the days and years ahead, because there's so much work to do together. For example, we need to make sure that you and your family keep more of your money for the things that you need, especially during this time of high inflation.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. We have to make sure that our communities and streets are safe again for our families and our businesses. And we have to keep powering and diversifying our amazing economy. And I want to tell every business owner and investor listening tonight, whether doing business inside or outside of Alberta, we are throwing our doors wide open for businesses, large and small. To make this province a home for your business and its employees. Enjoy the benefits of the Alberta tax advantage and bring your jobs and investments here, because you are both welcomed and valued.
Except for one problem. You're one of the 2 provinces who weren't able to fill all their family medicine residencies. You had 45 free, and then you tried again to fill them and still didn't. Doctors don't want to move there. Why would businesses?
And they're leaving in droves. They're leaving in droves. And if you want to attract U.S. businesses to Alberta, one of the big reasons U.S. companies set up shop in Canada, they don't have to pay for healthcare costs. You know how many call centers have been built in Ottawa by American companies because there's no health insurance costs to the company because of our universal program? Well, if she privatizes that, oopsie.
Let's keep going.
And to demonstrate that, the first bill of our government in the legislative session in the fall will be to guarantee that unless Albertans say otherwise by referendum, the only direction business and personal taxes are headed in this province is down.
A government that wants to surrender its power to tax? What could go wrong?
No, yeah, that's going to be good.
How much you want to bet that law is going to be written with some type of loophole that nobody's going to see coming?
Kind of like the FIPA deal?
Or kind of like that energy rebate?
Oh, yeah.
That turns out was just a delay or deferment rather than 6 months later. Oh, what deferment? You said it was oh. Let's keep going.
Because we know that when businesses thrive, people thrive. And when we grow our economy, we attract the best and brightest from all over the world, and we want that. We have built the most powerful economy and diverse population in the country on the principles of free enterprise, entrepreneurship, and economic growth. Let's not ever forget that, and let's not ever change that. We also need to ensure that our healthcare and education systems are the best in the world. Not simply adequate, not middle of the pack, the very best in the world.
And you're going to pay for it.
And that means we need to study the best systems and practices around the world and improve upon the strong foundation that we've built here. But it also means empowering our doctors and nurses, teachers, and other frontline professionals, along with feedback from patients and parents, to innovate and improve in these areas every single day.
Well,
Parents.
This is not good.
For health and education.
Homeschooling. This is the writing's on the wall now, isn't it?
They're just slid in there.
Yeah.
So I'm asking healthcare and education professionals tonight. I'm also asking parents and patients to work with me and the UCP caucus to build a healthcare system and an education system that are models for the entire world.
What?
Here we go. Floribama.
I know we can do this together, and I am here to listen and to work alongside of you. And finally, my fellow Albertans, we need to come together no matter how we have voted to stand shoulder to shoulder against soon-to-be announced Ottawa policies that would significantly harm our provincial economy.
Fuck off.
Now, we have been made aware that in the coming weeks, Justin Trudeau is planning on bringing forward new restrictions on electricity generation from natural gas that will not only massively increase your power bills, but will also endanger the integrity and reliability of our entire power grid, which we rely on during our cold and dark Alberta winters.
Drink.
In addition, the Prime Minister is already ready to introduce a de facto production cap on our oil and gas sector that, if implemented, will result in tens of thousands of jobs lost, tens of billions in lost investment, damage our province's fiscal position, and bring economic hardship to Albertans. Now, I've made myself clear on this matter to the Prime Minister in person and in public, but I feel we need to do it again.
It's a cult, isn't it? She's kind of a con
She's
stunt.
a cult leader.
She's a con stunt.
She's a cult leader.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
Watch how much she's enjoying this.
Oh, yeah.
Watch.
Yeah, she's
Well, hopefully the Prime Minister and his caucus are watching tonight. But let me be clear, this is not a road we can afford to go down. If he persists, he will be hurting Canadians from coast to coast, and he will strain the patience and goodwill of Albertans in an unprecedented fashion.
Well.
Is everybody hearing what I'm hearing?
I'm seldom speechless, but...
This is the first 9 minutes of her premiership. Imagine, those Club Med commercials?
Mm-hmm.
This is 30 seconds. Imagine 2 weeks. This is 9 minutes. Imagine 4 years.
Well, it's about to get interesting now, isn't it?
And as Premier, I cannot, under any circumstances, allow these contemplated federal policies to be inflicted upon Albertans. I simply can't, and I won't.
Oh? Keep going. He's loving it. He's loving it.
Yeah, I'm just literally seeing the guy from the Warriors. Can you dig it?
And so I invite the Prime Minister to instead halt the introduction of these harmful policies and come to the table in good faith to work collaboratively with Alberta on an energy and emission strategy that will both grow the Alberta and Canadian economies while using the export of Alberta LNG and emerging technologies to achieve meaningful reductions in emissions. Because when Canadians work together, there is no challenge that we can't overcome. I believe that, but it takes two parties acting in good faith to build that meaningful partnership. Now, Alberta...
Preemptive framing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Already framing the other party as being the one who won't be willing.
Well, I don't know what to think right now. Actually, that's not true. I know what I'm thinking. I'm just biting my tongue.
Right. Okay, there we go.
That partner. And we need our federal government to show it is willing to partner in good faith as well. And now is the time to do so. We are waiting. So in closing, my friends, tonight is a time for celebration. We celebrate. Yeah. We celebrate the candidates that won their election races and the efforts of those who did not. We celebrate the commitment to democracy of all volunteers and supporters, regardless of party affiliation. And we celebrate those who have sacrificed to secure and protect our right to vote and be a free and prosperous people. And we celebrate this beautiful province and all who live here. this uniquely special place where the best and brightest come from every corner of the world to join us in building one of the greatest places on earth to live and work and raise our families, and where the only things that are larger than our mountains is the compassion and irrepressible spirit of people. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Alberta, and may our province remain forever strong and free. Thank you. Thanks, good night, guys.
Well. 10 minutes in and she's already gone full batshit. I have a million thoughts running through my head, and I'm going to be nice and polite and cordial and genial, because there's a part of me that is sitting here going like, well, let's get the popcorn, sit back and watch, because as the saying goes, that's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out, I should say. But in this case, it's people's lives that are going to be very, very seriously ill affected by this. I have the electoral map here. I'm going to put it on the screen so everybody can see, and I think it's pretty interesting when you look at it. I'll have to blow it up a little bit once I show the whole thing. So here's the entire province, right? There's the whole province you can see. And, let's just blow that up a little bit, shall we? You know what I'll do? I'll just do this instead. As I blow this up 300%, you can see, look at that. That's the Edmonton area, the city of Edmonton, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's largely Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
And over here we've got Kananaskis. And I'll have to shrink it down so we can get the actual numbers there. But basically the larger metropolitan areas, the only real serious metropolitan areas, Banff, Kananaskis, that was a pretty tight margin, 11,288 UCP, 11,487 NDP.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty snug. If we go up here, this is Calgary Battleground Edmonton, and this is Calgary. So Calgary went a lot more NDP than I think a lot of people were expecting. And some of them were look at this UCP in Calgary North, 7915 to 7802. But if you go to Calgary Northeast, 11,000 to 9,000. So in some areas, they were much tighter races.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary Klein. Sorry, is that ode to Ralph Klein? I don't know.
Yes, there's a something Notley as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess their name,
his father.
Yeah, their names. Yeah. Either way, what I'm getting at is mostly rural areas that elected the UCP, and I'm wondering if that has to do with electioneering, gerrymandering, voter suppression. I don't know. Like I'm asking a million questions here, right? I don't expect a single answer from anybody, and don't think that I'm saying the election was rigged. Not saying that at all. No, the election was free and fair, and the people of Alberta have spoken, and they have chosen a mandate that will. Well, they just elected the leopard that eat people's faces party, and I think a lot of them are about to discover their face will get eaten as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing as well as the results on the screen when she started the speech were 52-35. The results as they stand now are 49-38.
Oh, so it's closer.
As more vote was counted. Now everything has been counted. That's 100% reporting, nothing outstanding. I'm looking at the total locations reporting. Everybody's reported. So that's it. Voter turnout of 62.38%, with the United Conservative Party getting 52.56% of the vote, and the New Democrats getting 44.02% of the vote. And according to the polling aggregators, what was predicted was about 51% for the UCP. So they did 1.5%.
And they were pretty close. Well, here Jillian's comment on the screen, that poor kid telling their dad they are against my very existence, but I've always voted UCP. Or I've always voted conservative. So here's the thing. When I said, I can't believe the leopards eating people's faces party would eat my face, That's exactly what this is. This kid telling their father, Dad, they're against my very existence. But, well, they won't eat your face. No, they will.
They will.
And they're going to. And I guarantee you, they got the salt and pepper at the ready. Maybe some mayo on the side. I mean, we are talking.
There may be one recount. Calgary Acadia was won by the NDP candidate with 10,964 votes, and the UCP candidate had 10,957.
Wow, that is close.
That's a spread of 7.
That's a very tight race.
And then there are some other ridings like Calgary Bow, where the UCP had 12,940 and the NDP had 12,555. And there were 684 votes for the Alberta Party, which had they gone NDP, would have swung that riding the other way.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of ridings that way as well.
And that's the argument.
But it was closer, right? When you're seeing Calgary,
Yes. Calgary was close. It was a battleground.
Exactly. There are very few blowouts. Calgary Hayes relatively a blowout, and Calgary Lougheed as well. Maybe there are ministers there. Calgary Mountain View really was a blowout. But yeah, and when you're talking about silver linings, I guess there's this that happened on the election. 2.5 years and 3 campaigns together, she is now the first Black woman elected to the Alberta legislature, Rhiannon Hoyle.
Well, way to go, Rhiannon.
In 2023.
The first one ever.
The first.
Now, we're not doing much better here in Ontario, so we can't be smug about this, right?
No. It's not,
There's no smugness.
Again, as someone...
Yes. Yeah.
Who has black blood? I am 50 years old. I'm 50 years old.
What's taking so damn long?
And that's it.
Yeah.
These should not be firsts in 2023.
No, and it's I mean, it's disturbing to me that we have to celebrate it today, right? This should have happened a long time ago. I mean, we're celebrating it because, yay, victory, yay, we did the right thing. We just took forever to do it. Yay.
Pat myself on the back with one finger.
Yay, white people, for finally seeing past the color of your own damn skin.
Did you just really say, yay, white people?
You got to hear the rest of the statement. Yay, white people, for finally seeing past the color of your own damn skin.
Oh my God! The PNC bio. Do they have a gay? Oh my God.
Well, Janice Irwin, but Janice is
that's a DP.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it when you add the article.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it. Look, we got to laugh right now, right? Because otherwise, we're going to cry or scream or punch things. So you got to find humor in here somewhere. I'm really looking for it right now. And people go, how does it affect you? You're a cishet white man in Ontario. How does it affect me? I have family there, for Christ's sake. I have friends there. One of my best friends in the world lives in Canmore. Like, come on, people. I'm worried about our fellow citizens in that province who will be negatively impacted for decades as a result of this election, because this woman will privatize every goddamn thing she can. That's it. That's all. She will privatize everything and do it with a smile. And while she's stabbing you in the back, she'll be patting you on the head, saying, "No, it's okay. Don't worry. This is good. This is good. No, it's not good.
Don't worry about it. Let's move on."
She's coming in from the rear, hot and dry.
Ooh. There's a visual.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt that, actually.
Shall we call her Aunt Peg?
Oh, my. Oh, my. Ooh. This spicy grizzly moment brought to you by the Pepper Master. Try Hurricane Sandy today. Pepper Master. Hot, fresh ingredients to What is it?
Stir your taste buds and expand your mind.
Something like that. Yeah. Thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Oh, boy.
And make your sphincter get a heavy-duty workout the following day.
Jeez. Woo. Okay.
I need some spicy wings.
My. Okay, we went there.
Hey, man, look, we just saw what took place. I'm going to go there. Screw it.
Yeah.
Screw it.
I hear you. I hear you. Do you have to go about now, Mr. Grizzly?
No, I have a few more minutes.
You have a few more minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that we do it before we go because a lot of people helped our show happen last night. It's our second election special. And, when we had some pre-shows, we couldn't have done this without lifting a lot of stuff off Nate Pike from the Breakdown, Alberta.
Well, and Nate's really good at this.
He's really good at this.
He really is. I want to say thanks to Nate, to Hugh, and I'm drawing blanks right now. Sorry. Thank you, Hugh and Richard, along with James. Was Charles able to make it in last night?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I missed that, but I was exhausted.
No, I know. I had a nap at some point in the afternoon. It's the only way I was going to get through. But
I did too, and I still couldn't make it all the way. I was when I signed off, I was sitting here staring at the screen, and I'm like, I can't read anything right now.
Oh my!
I was that tired. It was like the words are just moving around on me. So it's like, yeah, I'd better go to bed now.
Yeah. Craig Baird from Canadian History A popped in for a little bit and was providing some historical context throughout the evening on Twitter. We had David Wallace stop in as well for a little bit, which was nice. James DeFiore kicked off the show with us, which is always a joy. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Off the top, I think we got everybody, and we had other people who couldn't make it, but had helped before, like Max Fawcett helped before on the episodes, and David Kleiman-Haka, who we've interviewed before, had some deadlines, so couldn't make it. Evan Scrimshaw has a really well-earned vacation, but he has agreed to come on the show to do a post-show when he gets back from vacation, so we'll have him on. And so everybody, and of course Rook and Dean, who helped as well. So thanks everyone, and everyone who tuned in. Judging by what's on the Twitter counter and what's on our Twitter feed, when I'm seeing the number of views, it seems that enough people were watching it got to tune in. So I'm glad if anybody was helped. That was great with that. Of course, I'm going to duck my head here because there's a little something I've added to the board under the Hello Kits.
Hello Kits and Osiris.
There you go. Nice. And I have a programming note because we scored a very interesting interview for this coming Friday, Mr. Grizzly.
Oh, we did?
Yes. This Friday, we will have as a guest a man named Jason Carman. And Jason Carman is a film director.
Okay.
Yes, Canadian film director. No.
Sorry, Jason. I'll read up on you.
That's okay. I had the privilege of judging the Reel Out.
Okay.
Queer Film Festival here in Kingston. And one of the films being presented is called Golden Delicious. And the Toronto Gay Film Festival, the In and Out Festival, is about to happen, and Golden Delicious will be screened there. And he's going to be coming to Toronto because he's from the West Coast. So he will be in town on Friday and we'll be able to have an interview. This is the movie for which us, the jury at our film festival, awarded the special prize for the best ensemble. So he's a Canadian director.
Is that like a dessert or something?
That's
because it reminds me of like an ice cream. Pardon?
It's a type of apple. Golden Delicious.
That's
apple.
What it is. Golden Delicious. Thank you. Yeah. That's. I'm like it. I knew there was a food thing there. I just couldn't.
It's obviously it's a queer themed movie, but it's I really enjoyed it, and the performances all around were amazing. So we'll be able to have him, and we'll be able to have I think we have got permission to use the trailer, and then there's a little
Cool.
clip, so it's going to be like,
Cool. Little
like
extra
when you're
thing.
watching TV, it's like, and now we'll show a clip.
Let's go to the clip.
So
Tell us what they've won, Tom. Well,
exactly. So Jason Carmen, it'll be really nice because I think this might be the first time we do something more cultural
in a while.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. He's a very nice man. We had he made the point to come from Vancouver to Kingston for the screening, so that's so we had a little conversation. That's how I was able to
that's
get
a long
past
hitchhike.
Yeah, and he's coming to Toronto as well. So we hope that you tune in for that, Kits. It should be
Friday
fun.
morning. Okay, well, I got 2 quick graphics for you.
Okay.
Very quick ones. First one I'll put on the screen, and it's kind of self-explanatory, from Colin Frizzle, at Colin Frizzle, Frizzell. Alberta looked at Trump's US and the UK crumbling after Brexit and said to themselves, gotta get me some of that, and handed the province to the UCP. Now Canada needs to get ready for the PP cons to get even more radical and extreme. The thing that troubled me about this election so much was all of us in Ontario were saying, don't fuck up like we did. Get to the polls. So they had almost a 63% turnout, which sadly is considered good these days. It's not good overall, but good these days. When you consider that's a 20% increase over Ontario's 43%, handing Doug Ford a majority, it's like you stayed home and basically shot yourselves in the foot. Thanks, Ontario. So we tried to express to Alberta how important this election was. Now, I'm wondering if a lot of people saw it's a landslide victory for the UCP.
I know.
And just said, I'm not going to vote. I'm wondering how many people were negatively impacted by that. So, and somebody, I'm going to suggest something here. And of course, I'll have somebody on the other side of the aisle who will go, well, yes, it's just because you lost. It's like, no, man. I would like to see none of that shit published. Stop writing headlines like that, because it will impact somebody's vote. And that ain't cool. Because, you got a lot of people who were frustrated and, say you're somebody who's going to school, you're working 2 or 3 jobs, maybe you have a kid, maybe, I don't know what your situation is. And all you get are little clips here and there because you don't have time to pay attention. So when you see something like, well, it looks like the UCP is going to go in, I guess my vote doesn't count for shit, so I won't even bother because it's time out of my day that I would rather spend with my child, or rather spend sleeping or getting caught up on housework or schoolwork or whatever, or an extra shift I could get, Although in Canada, you are legally, your employer has to give you minimum 4 hours to go and vote. Is that paid or unpaid, though?
Paid.
It is paid. Okay.
I think so. Is it?
I have to check into that.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah, I don't believe that it's paid, but
it might
maybe it is. Maybe it is, but here's the thing. If it is, I'll guarantee you that there's many employers across the country who will, you can take the time off, but you don't get paid for it, because I know damn well if they can avoid paying you, they will. And they is like any employer, basically. I have one more graphic here that I thought I'd put on the screen, and this might be a little bit controversial because of the individual in the graphic, but it kind of sums it all up. So the final scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when the house is empty and there's nothing but a carpet left, and Will Smith is standing there, rural Alberta, wondering where all their services are next year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think that is largely, as Jillian just said, a self-fulfilling prophecy.
To answer your question, employers should be aware that under the Canada Elections Act, they must provide employees paid time off to vote.
Okay. So
3 consecutive hours.
It's 3. Okay. I thought it was 4. Either way, I can guarantee you there's a lot of employers who will avoid paying you if they can.
Yeah, indeed. Now, the thing for me is that with a result that is 49-38, and I believe the majority was 44. Was it 45? Something like that. That's a very slim majority. So that thing that Knight Pike has been warning about, given Take Back Alberta, nice majority you got there. Rachel Notley has decided to stay on because she has a larger, she's grown her opposition.
Yes, she has.
So she's staying. I'm wondering if she's thinking maybe there'll be an implosion and maybe the party will split.
Well, I think Danielle Smith is done come the autumn. Honestly, I think she was finished.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. All right, Mr. Grizzly, do we have a show?
We do indeed, sir. I got to get into the office. So let's wrap this puppy up.
All right, kits, that's the end of this episode of the Daily Beaver Morning Show. We hope you love listening to us because we love making this for you. I don't remember what comes next, to be totally honest, because again,
Here, let me just put some stuff on the screen. There's this and there's this.
Yes, absolutely. If you like what we do and would like to support us, our coffee page, you can reach it by clicking on that little squiggly by Mr. Grizzly's head or using your digits or your voice command to go to coffee, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, lowercase letters, to contribute to keeping our staff. This show is fueled on coffee and hot chocolate, and our staff keep disappearing. So we need you. Someone scanned a QR code. Not sure which one, but thank you very much.
Thanks,
and on the bottom one, if you scan that one, that brings you to our pod page site, podpage.com/the True North Eager Beaver.
I'd have to double check.
I'd have to double check on that one. Yes, I think so. Oh, anyway, lowercase letters, hyphen between each one of those.
True North Eager Beaver. Yeah.
True North Eager Beaver. Know the. Yep. We love to hear from you. So we have our Facebook page. We have our Twitter feed. We have our email, truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. Please write us. We'd love to hear from you because democracy is something that you do. Well, you don't have to vote now because the election's over. So we can turn our attention to other things. Let's make sure that we're taking care of our brothers and sisters because the wildfires are going strong. So donate to the Red Cross if you can. All right. Thank you to our founding sponsors. Thank you to everyone who helped us with our show last night. And signing off, saying this is your Eager Beaver, saying it could be a tough world out there. So please be kind to and gentle with yourself. Mr. Grizzly, some words of wisdom, please.
Well, this isn't exactly words of wisdom, but if you look at the scrolling Chiron right now, it says, well, Alberta, you've chosen your Sith Lord. Now we all have to live with it. And the reason I put that in there was when I was typing out the little description for the show this morning, I managed to type in Danielle Smith, and I went, ooh, I didn't see that before. A Freudian typo, is that a thing? Danielle Smith, she's the Sith Lord. So, yeah, that's why I put that Chiron up. Chiron or Chiron, either way. Yeah, that's where we are.
Wow. Okay. Woo.
You've chosen your Sith Lord.
And there's the thing I forgot. Our YouTube channel. Smash those buttons and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, please and thank you.
Do that too.
Yeah, cat page with anybody you think who would like to be both engaged and informed in a pleasant, sometimes comedic tone, and expresses aggravation and anger when necessary, because we're citizens too, and we feel what you feel, and I can be pretty good at expressing what I'm feeling and not holding back. And sometimes I think that's important, that we let it out, we let out what we're feeling, because we're not bound by the restrictions of broadcast television. We can say exactly what we want here. We choose our words carefully, and we're trying never to hurt anybody. We would never do that intentionally, except for Nazis. Go ahead and punch them.
Well, Mr. Grizzly, I completely agree with you on that one. Last night, one of the things that had happened was that I'm just going to put this one up before I ask you to roll the credits here. From Charles Adler. He had said, embarrassed for the media pros at all three networks. They're ragging the puck, and it's obvious they are ticked off about elections Alberta slowpoke system. Their on-camera miles are more and more forced. They're all annoyed about a very long night filled with sterile small talk. And it's like, well, that's the reason for which our True North Eager Beaver Alberta Elect Special is where you should be, because we have interesting content regardless of how quickly the results are tabulated.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Grizzly, roll them credits.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Gotta thank Chris for the groovy graphics.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Rook.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Bye, kids.
We'll see you. Take care.